For 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered. Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do and stop hiding. People are beginning to see you for who you are. That woman hugged me and said, when I look at you, I ain't doing nothing but looking at me. And I shared my relationship with her about my mother as she shared hers with me.
For years, Monique has been a vocal critic of Oprah Winfrey, claiming she was blackballed and mistreated by the media mogul. She's openly grieved what she perceives as Oprah's betrayal, repeatedly discussing the pain and damage it's caused to her career and reputation. From accusations of being difficult to work with to feeling unsupported during challenging times, Monique has carried this burden publicly, often expressing her frustration and disappointment. Many have watched this ongoing saga unfold, witnessing Monique's raw emotion and unwavering conviction. But now, something has shifted. After years of back and forth, after years of holding on to this hurt, Monique has seemingly delivered the final blow. A recent statement, a powerful declaration of independence, has sent shockwaves through the media landscape. Many are interpreting this as Monique finally saying, enough is enough. She's done. This video dives deep into Monique's latest pronouncements, dissecting the words that have everyone buzzing. We'll explore the context of their fractured relationship, analyze the potential fallout from this latest development, and ask the burning question: has Monique just ended Oprah? Is this goodbye forever? Let's unpack it all. Monique has launched a new attack on Oprah Winfrey, and this time, it seems more serious than ever. The comedian has publicly questioned Oprah's connections to controversial figures in Hollywood, including Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and John of God. These men have faced serious accusations, and Monique appears to be implying a deeper connection between them and Oprah. She references a trip to Colorado for an event she calls A to Z, claiming to possess legal evidence related to these individuals. Monique suggests that Oprah's association with these figures is not coincidental and hints at a larger pattern of behavior. This latest accusation raises questions about what Monique knows and why she's chosen to speak out now. It also begs the question, what impact will this have on Oprah's reputation? And people agree with Monique. One person wrote on social media, being friends with Weinstein, John of God, and Diddy tells you a lot. Monique is known for her outspoken nature and her willingness to criticize those she feels have wronged her. Her history with Oprah is complex and marked by years of public disagreements. From Monique's perspective, Oprah has betrayed her trust and contributed to damaging her career. This latest attack appears to be the culmination of years of simmering resentment. While the specifics of Monique's recent statements remain unclear, it's evident that she believes Oprah has something to hide. She's framing this as a turning point, suggesting that Oprah's reputation could be irreparably damaged by these revelations. The question now is, what exactly did Monique say, and what evidence does she have to support her claims? This situation is rapidly evolving, and the potential consequences for both Monique and Oprah are significant. The conflict between Monique and Oprah isn't a recent headline. It's a saga that has unfolded over years. Initially, public opinion largely sided with Oprah. Many viewed Monique's accusations as the product of a disgruntled artist struggling with career setbacks and unfairly blaming Oprah for her own difficulties. The narrative painted Monique as bitter and resentful, while Oprah remained largely unscathed, her reputation as a media powerhouse seemingly unshakable. However, the passage of time and the emergence of new information have begun to shift the narrative. Monique's persistent claims, coupled with broader discussions about power dynamics in Hollywood and the silencing of Black voices, have prompted some to reconsider her perspective. What was once easily dismissed as personal bitterness is now being examined through a different lens. Some are beginning to question whether Monique's experience reflects a larger pattern of behavior within the entertainment industry, and whether her accusations against Oprah, though initially met with skepticism, might hold more weight than previously thought. This evolving understanding of their complex relationship adds another layer to the ongoing discussion, raising questions about accountability, fairness, and the potential consequences of wielding significant influence in the media landscape. And she's right in feeling scathed. Oprah has time and time again done stuff to Monique that's quite questionable for the people. To understand the depth of this conflict, we need to rewind to 2009, during the press tour and Oscar campaign for the film Precious. This is where the seeds of discord were sown. Monique, who delivered a powerful Oscar-winning performance in the film, claims that Oprah Winfrey, a producer on Precious alongside Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry, advised her to attend the Cannes Film Festival to promote the movie.
There was a request from the movie studio that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined. And I said to them, my deal is with Lee Daniels, and I've done my job. I did all of my contractual obligations and I was done. When they called, I had a couple days just downtime. I wanted to spend that with my husband and my kids. I said, guys, I'm spending time with my family. I'm gonna pass. And they all agreed.
We were on the campaign and she was making unreasonable demands. You gotta play ball. This is not just show. It's show business.
And the backlash only got worse.
However, Monique, prioritizing family time over what she perceived as excessive promotional duties, declined. According to an interview Monique gave to The Hollywood Reporter, this decision resulted in her being labeled difficult to work with. This seemingly minor disagreement became a pivotal moment in their relationship, marking the beginning of a long and contentious feud. From Monique's perspective, this incident wasn't just about a scheduling conflict. It was about a clash of values and a perceived lack of understanding from Oprah and the other producers. The situation escalated further when Monique felt unsupported by Oprah, Daniels, and Perry during the backlash she received when she wouldn't get any movies, which she openly discussed during that time. She believed they should have defended her more publicly, given the sensitive nature of the topic and the potential for misinterpretation. Monique believes that her refusal to comply with the Precious team's promotional demands, particularly Oprah's, bruised egos and triggered a deliberate effort to blackball her from the industry. She contends that Oprah, Daniels, and Perry, wielding their considerable power and influence, orchestrated a campaign to damage her reputation and limit her career opportunities. From Monique's perspective, this wasn't simply a consequence of being labeled difficult, but a calculated act of retaliation for daring to defy them. She views their actions as a demonstration of their collective power and a warning to others who might challenge their authority. This alleged blackballing, in Monique's eyes, is not just about a lost film role or a missed press opportunity. It's about the systemic silencing of those who dare to speak truth to power, particularly within the entertainment industry. She sees her experience as a cautionary tale, highlighting the potential consequences of challenging influential figures and the lengths they might go to maintain their control. This perceived lack of support fueled her resentment and contributed to the growing rift between them. Monique has also accused Oprah of hypocrisy, pointing to Oprah's close relationships with controversial figures while simultaneously criticizing Monique's choices. This perceived double standard has further solidified Monique's belief that she was unfairly treated. Over the years, the conflict has played out publicly, with both sides sharing their perspectives and interpretations of events. This ongoing feud has become a complex and multifaceted story about race, power, and the challenges of navigating the entertainment industry. It also highlights the lasting impact of perceived betrayals and the difficulty of reconciling deeply entrenched differences. However, the Cannes incident is not Monique's primary grievance against Oprah. A far more personal and painful betrayal, in Monique's view, occurred in 2010, just a month after her Oscar win for Precious. Oprah invited Monique's brother, Gerald Imes, onto her talk show. This invitation was particularly sensitive because Monique had publicly spoken about being by her brother as a child. While Monique acknowledges that Oprah did call her beforehand to ask for permission to have Gerald on the show, the context of that call, as recounted by Monique in an interview with T.I. on his podcast Expeditiously, is crucial. Your brother wants to come on the show, and he wants to apologize to you for you, and he wants to tell other people how to look out for predators, Monique recounted Oprah saying. According to Monique, Oprah framed the appearance as Gerald wanting to apologize and offer guidance on recognizing predators. Monique claims she told Oprah she wanted no contact with her brother, but didn't object to the show itself, holding on to a sliver of hope that he might have changed. At the time, she expressed gratitude for Oprah's apparent consideration. However, the subsequent events and the way the interview unfolded would drastically alter Monique's perception of Oprah's intentions. But then things changed. I start seeing commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother, who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had of the brother that was up on stage, Monique recalled to Sharp.
Oprah Winfrey called us up, and she said my brother wanted to come on the show.
Your older brother you described as a monster, and he you.
Yes.
From the time you were
7.
How did he you? Are we talking about
Yes. She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. But I wanted to call you up to see how you felt first.
Monique thought Oprah had her back, but that was not the case.
I began to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother. Now, the reason why that means so much is because in the conversation we had about my brother, we then went deeper and we began to talk about our relationships with our mothers and our fathers. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, "I'm gonna have your mother," I would have said, "Shut it down."
Monique claims that Oprah deceived her by omitting a crucial detail: the presence of other family members on the show. According to Monique, Oprah failed to disclose that her mother and other relatives would also be present during her brother's appearance. This omission, from Monique's perspective, was a deliberate act of manipulation designed to ambush her and exploit her family's trauma for ratings. She felt betrayed by Oprah's perceived lack of transparency and deeply hurt by the public airing of such a sensitive issue without her full understanding and consent. This incident, more than any professional disagreement, solidified Monique's distrust of Oprah and fueled her accusations of malicious intent. "You betrayed me, sister," Monique said. Had Oprah Winfrey said, "I'm going to have your mama on the show," I would have said, "Shut that down." Monique also claimed that her family went to Barbara Walters first for the interview, but that she turned them down. "Monique, I told your family I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Why would I do that to you?" Walters said in Monique's account. Now, let's examine why Monique's latest accusations could be particularly damaging for Oprah. Oprah's association with controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein, Sean Diddy Combs, and John of God has been a subject of public scrutiny for some time. The fact that Oprah has maintained relationships with these individuals, despite the serious allegations against them, has raised questions about her judgment and her willingness to hold powerful men accountable.
But we've been investigating this man's practices around the world and have found a sinister history of police investigations, allegations, and secret recordings.
Monique's recent statements directly address this perceived pattern of behavior. She's not simply criticizing Oprah's individual choices. She's suggesting a deliberate tendency to protect powerful men, even when they're implicated in questionable or harmful activities. This accusation strikes at the heart of Oprah's carefully cultivated image as a champion for women and a moral authority. By linking Oprah to these controversial figures, Monique is challenging the very foundation of her public persona. This direct and pointed critique has the potential to resonate with those who have already questioned Oprah's associations and could further erode public trust in her. I mean, how good of a person could you be if you were such great friends with Harvey?
So what's the surprise so far in the other announcements that have been made so far?
I know the gal's, her great friend, but and it's my movie, Lee Daniels, The Butler, but the fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking.
Harvey Weinstein's predatory behavior was an open secret in Hollywood long before his downfall. Yet Oprah maintained a close relationship with him for over 2 decades, openly supporting him and referring to him as a friend. This raises questions about what Oprah knew and when. Could she have been truly unaware of the rumors that had circulated for years? Or was she, as some speculate, turning a blind eye to protect her own standing within the industry? Singer Seal famously criticized Oprah's apparent closeness to Weinstein, highlighting what he perceived as hypocrisy within Hollywood. When the Me Too movement exposed Weinstein's crimes, Hollywood swiftly distanced itself. However, rumors persisted that Oprah privately reached out to Weinstein, attempting to mitigate the damage. Her public statements, while acknowledging the gravity of the situation, also emphasized the broader context of workplace harassment, stating, "If we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this watershed moment." She spoke about the pressure women face to please and maintain their positions, suggesting that the Me Too movement marked a turning point. However, critics like Monique argue that Oprah's words were a carefully crafted attempt to deflect attention from her own association with Weinstein and to position herself on the right side of history without fully acknowledging her past complicity. Given the widespread knowledge of Weinstein's behavior, Monique's accusations raise uncomfortable questions about Oprah's judgment and her motivations for maintaining such a close relationship with a known predator. Numerous actresses, including Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, and Ashley Judd, had shared their experiences with Weinstein's predatory behavior, and his reputation was widely known within the industry. It's difficult to believe that someone as well connected as Oprah could have remained completely oblivious to these rumors. Critics argue that her response to the Weinstein scandal felt performative, a kumbaya moment that downplayed her own association with him. While her team denies any attempts to support Weinstein during his downfall, the suspicion lingers that she prioritized protecting her image and connections over holding him accountable. This perceived complicity is further complicated by Oprah's connections to other controversial figures, such as Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy has faced numerous allegations, including accusations of behavior and questionable business practices. The fact that Oprah's name has been mentioned in court documents related to Diddy's legal battles adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. Diddy's public image, despite his success, has been marred by persistent rumors of misconduct behind the scenes. Oprah's apparent friendliness with Diddy, despite these allegations, raises further questions about her judgment and associations. Recent claims by Ali Carter, alleging involvement with Diddy and implicating Oprah in his activities, have added fuel to the fire. While the veracity of these claims remains unverified, they contribute to the growing narrative of Oprah associating with individuals accused of harmful behavior. Carter's allegations, including the existence of secret tunnels and parties involving numerous high-profile individuals, paint a disturbing picture and further implicate Oprah in Diddy's alleged activities. Adding to the intrigue, Monique has a history of publicly criticizing Diddy, calling him out for his alleged shady dealings. This context makes her recent accusations against Oprah even more significant. With Homeland Security recently raiding Diddy's homes, the situation has become even more volatile. Rumors of Mo's involvement in these raids, potentially motivated by her rivalry with Diddy, further complicate the narrative. Monique's willingness to criticize Diddy publicly, combined with her ongoing feud with Oprah, lends credence to her claims in the eyes of some and raises serious questions about the nature of Oprah's relationships with these powerful men. Monique is no longer whispering her grievances, she's broadcasting them to the world. With the support of her husband and manager, Sidney Hicks, she is taking her accusations against Oprah to a wider audience. Hicks has been instrumental in amplifying Monique's voice, helping her strategize and navigate the complexities of speaking out against such a powerful figure. Together, they are presenting a united front, determined to expose what they perceive as Oprah's hypocrisy and power. This strategic partnership allows Monique to leverage Hicks's industry knowledge and connections, giving her a platform to reach a larger audience and potentially gain more traction with her claims. This amplified voice, combined with the ongoing controversies surrounding Oprah's associates, creates a powerful and potentially damaging narrative for Oprah. And now with Harvey gone and Diddy in jail, people think it's her turn to pay for what she's been doing all these years. One person wrote, "Yeah, it's Oprah's turn. Long time coming." Another added, "Not only she knew, but she is involved. She is a Hollyweird gatekeeper and needs to be investigated for that, and deaf for what happened in Maui. Justice for Maui. Where are the children?" Now, while the whole Maui thing is still debated by many over the internet, and nothing can't be said for sure, sometimes it looks like people have made up their minds. Monique's repeated claims suggest she possesses a significant amount of undisclosed information about Oprah and her dealings. She implies that this information, if revealed, could severely damage Oprah's reputation and career. This veiled threat creates a sense of anticipation and raises the stakes of their conflict. It suggests that Monique is holding back, perhaps waiting for the right moment to unleash what she knows. This tactic puts pressure on Oprah, creating a sense of uncertainty and potentially forcing her to address Monique's grievances more directly. Whether Monique ultimately chooses to reveal this information remains to be seen, but the implication alone adds a layer of intrigue and raises questions about the potential consequences for both parties. Adding to Monique's concerns is Oprah's association with João Teixeira de Faria, known as John of God. Convicted of multiple and other crimes, John of God's history raises serious questions about Oprah's judgment and the company she keeps. Monique finds Oprah's past support of and connection to this convicted criminal deeply troubling and sees it as further evidence of a pattern of aligning herself with problematic individuals. This association, in Monique's view, tarnishes Oprah's image as a champion for women and undermines her credibility as a moral authority. The fact that Oprah once publicly praised John of God now casts a dark shadow over her past actions and raises questions about the extent of her due diligence when aligning herself with public figures. Oprah's platforming of John of God is a particularly sensitive point for Monique and other critics. By featuring him on her show and giving him international exposure, Oprah effectively amplified his voice and reach. This, Monique argues, had devastating consequences for his victims. By lending her credibility to John of God, Oprah inadvertently helped him maintain his position of power and influence, potentially enabling further for the survivors of his crimes. Seeing their celebrated on such a prominent platform was not only painful, but also potentially silencing. It reinforced the power imbalance and made it even more difficult for victims to come forward and share their stories. Monique sees this as a grave misstep by Oprah, one that caused real harm and further demonstrates a lack of accountability. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.